Possible questions to ask to determine multiple intelligence type. Here's a revised version of the multiple choice questions, each designed to differentiate a specific type of intelligence individually. 1. When trying to solve a problem, what do you naturally do first? A. Write down your thoughts or talk it out. B. Break it down logically, looking for patterns, logical mathematical. C. Visualize possible solutions in your mind, spatial visual. D. Think about how the problem makes you feel or how it aligns with your beliefs, intrapersonal. E. Consider how others might solve it or seek their input, interpersonal. F. Play some music or think about how music could help, musical. G. Engage in physical activity or work with your hands to think it through, bodily kinesthetic. H. Observe how nature handles similar situations or think about the natural world, naturalist. I. Contemplate the broader meaning or implications of the problem, existential. How do you prefer to spend your free time? A. Reading, writing, or engaging in word games, linguistic. B. Solving puzzles, conducting experiments, or playing strategy games, logical mathematical. C. Drawing, painting, or designing something creative, spatial visual. D. Reflecting on your thoughts and feelings, or journaling, intrapersonal. E. Socializing with friends or participating in group activities, interpersonal. F. Playing a musical instrument, singing, or listening to music, musical. G. Playing sports, dancing, or engaging in physical hobbies, bodily kinesthetic. H. Spending time in nature, gardening, or observing wildlife, naturalist. I. Engaging in philosophical discussions, meditating, or thinking about life's big questions, existential. Number 3. In a group project, which role do you naturally gravitate towards? A. The writer or editor, ensuring everything is well communicated. B. The logical thinker, analyzing data or organizing the project structure, logical mathematical. C. The designer, creating visual aids or imagining the final product, spatial visual. D. The planner, thinking about how the project aligns with personal or group goals, intrapersonal. E. The leader or coordinator, managing group dynamics and ensuring collaboration, interpersonal. F. The person who sets the mood, perhaps by choosing background music or ensuring a comfortable environment, musical. G. The builder, actively engaging in creating or assembling physical elements of the project, bodily kinesthetic. H. The researcher, gathering information about environmental or natural aspects related to the project, naturalist. I. The philosopher, considering the project's larger impact or ethical implications, existential. 4. Which activity do you find most fulfilling? A. Writing stories, essays, or keeping a journal, linguistic. B. Solving math problems, playing chess, or doing logic puzzles, logical mathematical. C. Drawing, sculpting, or working on design projects, spatial visual. D. Reflecting on personal experiences or setting goals, intrapersonal. E. Participating in group discussions or collaborative projects, interpersonal. F. Composing or playing music or attending concerts, musical. G. Engaging in sports, dance, or other physical activities, bodily kinesthetic. H. Hiking, birdwatching, or learning about plants and animals, naturalist. I. Contemplating philosophical questions or exploring different belief systems. Number 5. When learning something new, how do you prefer to approach it? A. Read about it, write notes, or discuss it with others, linguistic. B. Analyze the information, look for patterns, and solve related problems, logical, mathematical. C. Visualize the concepts, create mind maps, or draw diagrams, spatial visual. D. Reflect on how it relates to your own experiences and thoughts, intrapersonal. E. Learn through group discussions, role-playing, or collaborative activities, interpersonal. F. Connect it with music, rhythms, or patterns you already know, musical. G. Practice by doing. Use hands-on activities or involve physical movement, bodily kinesthetic. H. Relate it to natural examples or apply it to outdoor activities, naturalist. I. Consider the broader implications, ethical considerations, or philosophical connections, existential. Possible questions to ask to determine multiple intelligence type, continued. Here are the next 5 questions, each designed to differentiate a specific type of intelligence individually. 6. Which of these statements resonates most with you? A. I love to express myself through words, whether writing or speaking, linguistic. B. I enjoy figuring out how things work and solving complex problems, logical mathematical. C. I often think in pictures and enjoy visualizing things in my mind. D. I spend a lot of time thinking about my feelings, goals, and personal growth, intrapersonal. E. I feel energized by interacting with others and working in a team, interpersonal. F. Music is a big part of my life, and I often have tunes playing in my head. G. I feel most alive when I'm moving, whether it's through sports, dance, or other physical activities. H. I feel connected to nature and enjoy spending time outdoors, naturalist. I often think about the big questions of life and my place in the world, existential. 7. If you had to choose one of the following activities, which would it be? A. Writing a story or giving a speech, linguistic. B. Solving a math puzzle or working on a science experiment, logical mathematical. C. Drawing, painting, or designing something creative, spatial. D. Meditating or reflecting on your personal journey, intrapersonal. E. Organizing a social event or leading a group discussion, interpersonal. F. Playing an instrument, singing, or composing a song, musical. G. Participating in a sport or building something with your hands, bodily kinesthetic. H. Exploring a forest, going on a nature walk, or studying animals, naturalist. I. Reading philosophy, discussing ethical issues, or attending a spiritual retreat, existential. Number 8. How do you react when you hear about a new concept or idea? A. I think about how I could explain it or write about it, linguistic. B. I analyze its logic and think about how it fits into what I already know, logical mathematical. C. I visualize how it looks or how it could be represented visually, spatial visual. D. I consider how it aligns with my personal beliefs or feelings, intrapersonal. E. I wonder how others might react to it and think about discussing it with them, interpersonal. F. I connect it to music or rhythm, or think about how it makes me feel emotionally. G. I want to try it out physically, or see how it works in a hands-on way, bodily kinesthetic. H. I relate it to natural processes or wonder how it affects the environment, naturalist. I think about its broader implications or how it relates to existential questions, existential. 9. What type of books or content do you most enjoy? A. Novels, poetry, or anything well-written, linguistic. B. Books on science, mathematics, or technology, logical mathematical. C. Art books, design magazines, or anything visually stimulating, spatial visual. D. Self-help books, memoirs, or anything that helps me understand myself better, intrapersonal. E. Biographies, social studies, or anything about relationships, interpersonal. F. Music theory, biographies of musicians, or anything about music, musical. G. Sports biographies, fitness guides, or anything about physical activities, bodily kinesthetic. H. Nature guides, environmental books, or anything about the natural world, naturalist. I. Philosophy, spirituality, or books about the meaning of life, existential. Number 10. When thinking about your future career, what excites you most? A. A job that involves writing, speaking, or working with language. B. A career in science, technology, engineering, or mathematics, logical mathematical. C. A role in design, art, architecture, or anything visual, spatial visual. D. A job where I can work on my own, focusing on personal growth or helping others grow, intrapersonal. E. A career that involves working with people, like teaching, counseling, or leadership, interpersonal. F. A career in music, performance, or anything that involves sound. G. A job that requires physical activity, like sports, dance, or craftsmanship, bodily kinesthetic. H. A career connected to nature, like environmental science, biology, or conservation, naturalist. A role that allows me to explore philosophical questions or spiritual leadership, existential. Possible questions to ask to determine multiple intelligence type. Here are the next 5 questions, each designed to differentiate a specific type of intelligence individually. 11. When you're feeling stressed, what activity helps you relax the most? A. Writing in a journal or reading a book, linguistic. B. Solving puzzles or playing logic games, logical mathematical. C. Drawing, painting, or creating something visual, spatial visual. D. Reflecting on your feelings or metapersonal. E. Talking to a friend or spending time with others, interpersonal. F. Listening to music or playing an instrument. G. Exercising, going for a walk, or doing yoga, bodily kinesthetic. H. Spending time in nature, like walking in a park. I. Contemplating the bigger picture or thinking about life's meaning. What kind of school project do you enjoy the most? A. Writing essays or giving presentations, linguistic. B. Conducting experiments or solving math problems, logical mathematical. C. Creating posters, models, or visual aids, spatial visual. D. Reflecting on personal experiences or exploring self-improvement topics, intrapersonal. E. Participating in group projects or leading discussions, interpersonal. F. Performing music, creating soundtracks, or exploring rhythms, musical. G. Engaging in physical activities or building something hands-on, bodily kinesthetic. H. Working on environmental projects or studying nature, naturalist. I. Exploring philosophical questions or ethical dilemmas, existential. 13. What kind of praise or recognition do you value the most? A. Compliments on your writing or speaking abilities, linguistic. B. Recognition for solving difficult problems or being logical, logical mathematical. C. Praise for your artistic or design skills, spatial visual. D. Acknowledgement of your self-awareness and emotional intelligence, intrapersonal. E. Compliments on your social skills or ability to work well with others, interpersonal. F. Recognition for your musical talents or appreciation for your taste in music, musical. Praise for your physical abilities or achievements in sports, bodily kinesthetic. H. Compliments on your knowledge of nature or contributions to environmental causes, naturalist. I. Recognition for your deep thinking or philosophical insights. X is 14. When learning something new, what method works best for you? A. Reading or writing about it to fully understand, linguistic. B. Breaking it down into logical steps or solving related problems, logical mathematical. C. Visualizing the concepts or creating visual aids, spatial visual. D. Reflecting on how it relates to your life or emotions, intrapersonal. E. Discussing it with others or participating in group activities, interpersonal. F. Connecting it to music or rhythms to make it memorable. G. Practicing it physically or using hands-on methods, bodily kinesthetic. H. Relating it to natural phenomena or real-world examples, naturalist. I. Considering its broader implications or philosophical significance, existential. 15. What type of environment do you feel most productive in? A. A quiet place where you can read or write without interruptions, linguistic. B. A structured environment where you can focus on problem solving, logical, mathematical. C. A visually stimulating space with access to art supplies or design tools, spatial visual. D. A peaceful, reflective environment where you can think deeply, intrapersonal. E. A collaborative space where you can interact with others, interpersonal. F. A setting with background music or where you can play instruments, musical. G. A dynamic environment where you can move around and stay active, bodily kinesthetic. H. An outdoor space or a place that brings you close to nature, naturalist. I. A quiet, contemplative space where you can ponder philosophical ideas, existential. Possible questions to ask to determine multiple intelligence type, continued. Here are the next 5 questions, each designed to differentiate a specific type of intelligence individually. 16. What kind of movies or TV shows do you enjoy the most? Shows with rich dialogue, strong scripts, or documentaries, linguistic. B. Crime dramas, mysteries, or shows that involve problem solving, logical mathematical. C. Visually stunning films, animations, or artistic documentaries, spatial visual. D. Character-driven stories that explore personal growth and emotions, intrapersonal. E. Shows about relationships, friendships, or social interactions, interpersonal. F. Musicals, concerts, or documentaries about music, musical. G. Sports, dance, or action-packed shows, bodily kinesthetic. H. Nature documentaries, wildlife shows, or anything related to the environment, naturalist. Philosophical, spiritual, or science fiction films that explore big questions, existential. 17. What kind of dreams or aspirations do you often think about? A. Writing a book, becoming a speaker, or communicating your ideas, linguistic. B. Solving a big scientific problem or making a technological breakthrough, logical, mathematical. C. Becoming an artist, designer, or working in a creative visual field, spatial visual. Understanding yourself deeply or achieving personal growth, intrapersonal. E. Building strong relationships or becoming a leader in a community, interpersonal. F. Becoming a musician, composer, or working in the music industry, musical. G. Achieving excellence in sports, dance, or physical activities, bodily kinesthetic. H. working in conservation, environmental science, or nature-related fields, naturalist. I, exploring the meaning of life or contributing to philosophical thought, existential. 18. How do you prefer to express your creativity? A, through writing, storytelling, or crafting speeches, linguistic. B, by solving complex problems or creating new solutions, logical mathematical. C, through drawing, painting, designing, or creating visual art, spatial visual. D, by reflecting on your thoughts and emotions and finding creative outlets, intrapersonal. E, by organizing events, social gatherings, or group activities, interpersonal. F, through composing music, playing instruments, or creating songs, musical. G, by dancing, performing physical arts, or engaging in sports, bodily kinesthetic. H, by exploring nature, photographing wildlife, or creating eco-friendly projects, naturalist. By writing essays, engaging in deep discussions, or exploring philosophical ideas, existential. 19. When you encounter a challenge, what do you rely on the most? A, your ability to articulate your thoughts and communicate effectively, linguistic. B, your logical reasoning and analytical skills, logical mathematical. C, your ability to visualize the end goal and creatively solve problems, spatial visual. D, your self-awareness and understanding of your own emotions, intrapersonal. E, your network of friends, family, or colleagues for support, interpersonal. F, your musical intuition or the comfort of playing or listening to music, musical. G, your physical strength, coordination, or endurance, bodily kinesthetic. H, your connection to nature and understanding of the environment, naturalist. I, your philosophical mindset and ability to find deeper meaning in situations. Eggs 20. What type of class or subject excites you the most? A, literature, languages, or creative writing. B, mathematics, science, or technology-related subjects, logical mathematical. C, art, design, or architecture, spatial visual. D, psychology, personal development, or self-reflection courses, intrapersonal. E, social studies, communication, or leadership training, interpersonal. F, music, sound engineering, or performing arts, musical. G, physical education, sports science, or any hands-on activity, bodily kinesthetic. H, environmental science, biology, or outdoor education, naturalist. I, philosophy, ethics, or religious studies, existential. Possible questions to ask to determine multiple intelligence type, continued. Here are the next 5 questions, each designed to differentiate a specific type of intelligence individually. 21. When you're planning your day, what do you prioritize? A, time for reading, writing, or communicating with others, linguistic. B, opportunities to solve problems or work on logical tasks, logical mathematical. C, creative projects or activities that involve design and visuals, spatial visual. D, quiet time for self-reflection or personal development, intrapersonal. E, social interactions, meetings, or group activities, interpersonal. F, listening to or creating music as part of your routine, musical. G, physical exercise or activities that involve movement, bodily kinesthetic. H, time spent outdoors or engaging with nature, naturalist. Moments to ponder life's deeper questions or spiritual practices, existential. Habit 22. What makes you feel the most energized and alive? A, engaging in deep conversations or writing creatively, linguistic. B, solving complex puzzles or engaging in scientific thinking, logical mathematical. C, creating art, designing something, or working with visuals, spatial visual. D, reflecting on your thoughts and emotions or setting personal goals, intrapersonal. E, connecting with others and being part of a community, interpersonal. F, playing music, singing, or immersing yourself in sound, musical. G, participating in physical activities or sports, bodily kinesthetic. H, exploring the natural world or caring for the environment, naturalist. I, contemplating philosophical ideas or engaging in spiritual practices, existential. Nash 23. When you face a conflict, how do you usually approach it? A, by discussing it and finding the right words to resolve the issue, linguistic. B, by analyzing the situation logically to find a solution, logical mathematical. C, by visualizing different outcomes and how to achieve them, spatial visual. D, by reflecting on how it affects you personally and emotionally, intrapersonal. E, by talking it through with others and seeking their perspectives, interpersonal. F, by using music or rhythm to help process your emotions. G, By physically working through the stress, like through exercise, bodily kinesthetic. H. By spending time in nature to clear your mind. I. By considering the broader philosophical implications of the conflict, existential. Nar 24. What do you find most satisfying about completing a task? A. The ability to articulate your ideas clearly and effectively, linguistic. B. The sense of achievement from solving a problem logically, logical mathematical. C. The visual or aesthetic result of your work, spatial visual. D. The personal growth or self-awareness gained from the experience, intrapersonal. E. The connections you made or the teamwork involved, interpersonal. F. The emotional expression or musical creativity involved, musical. G. The physical challenge and the feeling of accomplishment, bodily kinesthetic. H. The impact on nature or the environment, naturalist. I. The deeper meaning or philosophical insights gained, existential. 25. Which of these hobbies or activities brings you the most joy? Writing stories, poems, or engaging in debates, linguistic. B. Solving puzzles, playing strategy games, or conducting experiments, logical mathematical. C. Drawing, painting, or crafting visual designs, spatial visual. D. Journaling, meditating, or exploring personal growth, intrapersonal. E. Organizing events, participating in social clubs, or volunteering, interpersonal. F. Playing musical instruments, composing music, or attending concerts, musical. G. Engaging in sports, dance, or outdoor physical activities, bodily kinesthetic. H. Gardening, hiking, or studying wildlife, naturalist. I. Reading philosophy, engaging in spiritual practices, or exploring big questions, existential. Possible questions to ask to determine multiple intelligence type, continued. Here are 5 questions tailored to the interests, activities, and academic focus of the 16 to 24 age group. 26. What type of extracurricular activity are you most likely to join? A. Debate club, writing group, or a journalism team, linguistic. B. Math club, coding club, or a science research group, logical mathematical. C. Art club, photography group, or graphic design team, spatial visual. D. Mindfulness group, personal development workshops, or psychology club, intrapersonal. E. Student council, peer mentoring, or social activism group, interpersonal. F. Band, choir, or music production club, musical. G. Sports team, dance crew, or fitness group, bodily kinesthetic. H. Environmental club, gardening group, or wildlife conservation team, naturalist. I. Philosophy club, ethics committee, or religious study group, existential. 27. During your free time, what type of content do you prefer to watch online? A. TED Talks, interviews, or spoken word performances, linguistic. B. Science experiments, tech reviews, or educational channels, logical mathematical. C. Art tutorials, design inspiration, or digital illustration, spatial visual. D. Self-help videos, meditation guides, or mental health discussions, intrapersonal. E. Vlogs, social commentary, or group discussions, interpersonal. F. Music videos, live performances, or music production tutorials, musical. G. Sports highlights, workout routines, or dance tutorials, bodily kinesthetic. H. Nature documentaries, wildlife photography, or environmental activism, naturalist. Philosophical debates, spiritual talks, or existential discussions, existential. 28. Which type of school assignment do you find most engaging? A. Writing essays, research papers, or creative writing pieces. B. Solving math problems, coding projects, or conducting experiments, logical mathematical. C. Creating visual presentations, art projects, or design work, spatial visual. D. Reflective writing, personal journals, or psychology case studies, intrapersonal. E. Group projects, presentations, or organizing events, interpersonal. F. Composing music, creating soundtracks, or analyzing musical pieces. G. Hands-on experiments, physical demonstrations, or sports activities, bodily kinesthetic. H. Environmental science projects, nature studies, or eco-friendly initiatives, naturalist. I. Philosophical essays, ethics debates, or religious studies projects, existential. 29. When planning your future, what kind of career excites you the most? A. Writing, editing, journalism, or communication-related careers, linguistic. B. Engineering, computer science, data analysis, or research-based careers, logical mathematical. C. Graphic design, architecture, fashion design, or visual arts careers, spatial visual. D. Counseling, psychology, life coaching, or personal development careers, intrapersonal. E. Public relations, human resources, teaching, or leadership roles, interpersonal. F. Music production, performance, composing, or sound engineering, musical. G. Sports, fitness training, physical therapy, or outdoor adventure careers, bodily kinesthetic. H. Environmental science, conservation, biology, or nature-related fields, naturalist. I. Philosophy, theology, ethics, or academic research in humanities, existential. 30. What kind of social media content do you enjoy creating or engaging with the most? A. Blogging, writing captions, or creating story-driven content, linguistic. B. Sharing educational content, tutorials, or problem-solving tips, logical mathematical. C. Posting photos, digital art, or visually creative content, spatial. D. Sharing personal reflections, life experiences, or mental health content, intrapersonal. E. Engaging in discussions, organizing virtual events, or creating community posts, interpersonal. F. Sharing music playlists, song covers, or music-related content, musical. G. Posting workout videos, dance routines, or sports highlights, bodily kinesthetic. H. Sharing nature photos, environmental tips, or eco-friendly lifestyle content, naturalist. I. Posting about philosophical ideas, spiritual journeys, or deep thought content, existential. Possible questions to ask to determine multiple intelligence type continued. Here are 5 additional questions, each focusing on different aspects of interests and activities relevant to the 16 to 24 age group. 31. When you're participating in a group project, what role do you most enjoy? A. Writing the script, report, or editing the final document, linguistic. B. Handling the data analysis, calculations, or technical aspects, logical mathematical. C. Designing the presentation, creating visuals, or working on the layout, spatial visual. D. Reflecting on the project's impact and how it relates to your own goals, intrapersonal. E. Leading the group, coordinating tasks, or managing group dynamics, interpersonal. F. Selecting background music, creating a soundtrack, or incorporating sound elements, musical. G. Building models, conducting experiments, or engaging in hands-on tasks, bodily kinesthetic. H. Researching environmental aspects, sustainability, or nature-related topics, naturalist. I. Discussing the ethical considerations or philosophical implications of the project, existential. 32. What type of part-time job or internship would you be most interested in? A. Working in a bookstore, writing for a blog, or assisting in a communications role, linguistic. B. Assisting in a lab, doing data entry, or working on IT support, logical mathematical. C. Working in a design studio, art gallery, or doing photography, spatial visual. D. Interning at a counseling center, wellness studio, or personal development company, intrapersonal. E. Working in customer service, public relations, or as a camp counselor, interpersonal. F. Interning at a music studio, concert venue, or music store, musical. G. Working at a gym, sports facility, or outdoor adventure company, bodily kinesthetic. H. Interning at an environmental organization, botanical garden, or wildlife reserve, naturalist. I. Assisting in a philosophy department, ethical think tank, or religious institution, existential. 33. What type of books do you most enjoy reading in your spare time? A. Novels, poetry, or nonfiction that explores language and storytelling, linguistic. B. Science fiction, mystery novels, or nonfiction that delves into scientific concepts, logico-mathematical. C. Art books, graphic novels, or anything with a strong visual component, spatial visual. D. Self-help books, memoirs, or psychological insights, intrapersonal. E. Biographies, social commentaries, or books on human relationships, interpersonal. F. Music biographies, books on music theory, or stories about musicians, musical. G. Adventure novels, sports biographies, or books on physical fitness, bodily kinesthetic. H. Nature writing, environmental essays, or books on wildlife, naturalist. I. Philosophy, spirituality, or books that explore existential themes, existential. 34. Which of these activities would you choose for a weekend with friends? A. Attending a poetry slam, literary event, or a book discussion, linguistic. B. Visiting a science museum, escape room, or participating in a trivia night, logical mathematical. C. Going to an art exhibit, photography walk, or DIY craft session, space visual. D. Attending a meditation retreat, wellness workshop, or personal growth seminar, intrapersonal. E. Organizing a group outing, hosting a game night, or volunteering together, interpersonal. F. Going to a concert, music festival, or open mic night, musical. G. Participating in a sports game, going hiking, or doing a physical challenge, bodily kinesthetic. H, going on a nature hike, visiting a botanical garden, or volunteering for an environmental cause. Attending a philosophy talk, spiritual gathering, or watching a thought-provoking film, existential. 35. What kind of apps do you most frequently use on your phone? A, reading apps, writing tools, or social media for sharing thoughts, linguistic. B, puzzle games, coding apps, or educational platforms, logical mathematical. C, photo editing apps, design tools, or platforms for visual inspiration, spatial visual. D, meditation apps, journaling apps, or personal development tools, intrapersonal. E, social networking apps, messaging platforms, or collaboration tools, interpersonal. F, music streaming apps, audio editing tools, or apps for music discovery, musical. G, fitness tracking apps, workout guides, or sports-related apps, bodily kinesthetic. H, nature identification apps, environmental news platforms, or outdoor activity planners, naturalist. I, philosophy podcasts, spiritual guides, or apps for reflective thinking, existential. Possible questions to ask to determine multiple intelligence type continued. Here are 5 more questions, each focusing on different aspects of interests and activities relevant to the 16 to 24 age group. 36. When working on a long-term project, what keeps you motivated? A, the opportunity to write and refine your ideas over time, linguistic. B, the challenge of solving complex problems and finding solutions, logical mathematical. C, the process of creating something visually appealing or innovative, spatial visual. D, the personal growth and self-reflection that come with the project, intrapersonal. E, the chance to collaborate and interact with others throughout the process, interpersonal. F, the ability to incorporate music or sound elements into the project, musical. G, the hands-on activities and physical tasks involved, bodily kinesthetic. The environmental impact or connection to nature the project provides, naturalist. I, the exploration of deep, meaningful themes or philosophical ideas, existential. National 37. How do you prefer to spend your weekends? A, reading books, writing, or engaging in creative writing activities, linguistic. B, working on puzzles, coding projects, or science experiments, logical mathematical. Visiting art galleries, doing photography, or working on design projects, spatial visual. D, reflecting on personal goals, journaling, or engaging in self-care routines, intrapersonal. E, hanging out with friends, attending social events, or participating in group activities, interpersonal. F, attending concerts, playing musical instruments, or exploring new music, musical. G, participating in sports, going to the gym, or engaging in outdoor activities, bodily kinesthetic. H, hiking, camping, or participating in environmental conservation activities, naturalist. I, attending philosophy discussions, spiritual retreats, or exploring existential ideas, existential. 38. What type of class discussions do you find most engaging? A, debates or discussions that allow for creative expression and wordplay, linguistic. B, analytical discussions that focus on problem-solving or data interpretation, logical mathematical. C, discussions that involve visual aids, design critiques, or artistic analysis, spatial visual. D, conversations that explore personal experiences, psychology, or self-improvement, intrapersonal. E, group discussions that involve teamwork, leadership, or social dynamics, interpersonal. F, discussions about music theory, composition, or the emotional impact of music, musical. G, conversations that include physical demonstrations, experiments, or kinesthetic learning, bodily kinesthetic. H, discussions about environmental issues, sustainability, or nature, naturalist. I, debates on philosophical, ethical, or spiritual topics, existential. 39. What kind of social events do you prefer to attend? A, literary events, book clubs, or poetry readings, linguistic. B, science fairs, tech expos, or logic puzzle competitions, logical mathematical. C, art shows, design exhibitions, or creative workshops, spatial visual. D, personal development seminars, mindfulness workshops, or self-care retreats, intrapersonal. E, networking events, leadership summits, or social mixers, interpersonal. F, music festivals, open mic nights, or live performances, musical. G, sports events, fitness challenges, or dance parties, bodily kinesthetic. H, environmental rallies, nature conservation events, or eco-friendly markets. I, philosophy conferences, spiritual gatherings, or ethical debates. Which of these study environments helps you focus the most? A. A quiet library where you can read and write without interruptions. Linguistic. A structured setting with access to calculators, computers, and resources for problem solving. Logical mathematical. C. A creative space with visual inspiration, like an art studio or design lab. Spatial visual. D. A peaceful environment that allows for self-reflection and introspection. Intrapersonal. E. A collaborative environment where you can study with others or discuss ideas. Interpersonal. F. A space where you can listen to music while studying, like a music lounge. G. A dynamic environment that allows for movement, like a study space with standing desks or outdoor seating. Bodily kinesthetic. H. An outdoor study area where you can be surrounded by nature. I. A quiet, contemplative space that encourages deep thinking and philosophical study. Existential. Possible questions to ask to determine multiple intelligence type. Continued. Here are 5 more questions tailored to academic and career preferences, each designed to help identify different types of intelligence. 41. What type of academic subjects do you excel in the most? A. English, literature, or languages. Linguistic. B. Mathematics, physics, or computer science. Logical mathematical. C. Art, design, or architecture. Spatial visual. D. Psychology, sociology, or personal development courses. Intrapersonal. E. Social studies, communication, or leadership courses. Interpersonal. F. Music theory, performing arts, or sound engineering. Musical. G. Physical education, sports science, or hands-on technical courses. Bodily kinesthetic. H. Environmental science, biology, or ecology. Naturalist. I. Philosophy, ethics, or religious studies. Existential. 42. What type of career environment do you envision yourself thriving in? A. A publishing house, media company, or any environment focused on communication and writing. Linguistic. B. A tech firm, research lab, or any career that involves problem solving and data analysis. Logical mathematical. C. An art studio, design agency, or any field that allows for visual creativity. Spatial visual. D. A counseling center, wellness company, or any career focused on personal growth and self-awareness. Intrapersonal. E. A corporate office, educational institution, or any role that involves leading teams or working closely with people. Interpersonal. F. A music studio, concert hall, or any setting where music is central. G. A sports facility, fitness center, or any career involving physical activity and movement. Bodily kinesthetic. H. An environmental organization, conservation group, or any career related to nature and sustainability. Naturalist. I. A university, think tank, or any setting focused on philosophy, ethics, or deep thought. Existential. Which type of career goals do you find most appealing? A. Becoming a published author, journalist, or communication specialist. Linguistic. B. Pursuing a career as a data scientist, engineer, or research scientist. Logical mathematical. C. Becoming a professional artist, architect, or graphic designer. Spatial visual. D. Aiming for a career in psychology, counseling, or life coaching. Intrapersonal. E. Aspiring to be a teacher, manager, or community leader. Interpersonal. F. Aiming to be a professional musician, music producer, or composer. Musical. G. Pursuing a career as a professional athlete, physical therapist, or fitness trainer. Bodily kinesthetic. H. Aiming to be an environmental scientist, conservationist, or ecologist. Naturalist. I. Aspiring to be a philosopher, ethicist, or spiritual leader. Existential. 44. When choosing a major or field of study, what factors influence your decision the most? A. The opportunity to improve your writing and communication skills. Linguistic. B. The potential for problem-solving analysis and logical reasoning. Logical mathematical. C. The chance to work with visual elements and creative design. Spatial visual. D. The opportunity for self-discovery, personal growth, and helping others understand themselves. Intrapersonal. E. The focus on teamwork, leadership, and social dynamics. Interpersonal. F. The chance to explore and create music or work with sound. Musical. G. The focus on physical activity, hands-on work, or practical skills. Bodily kinesthetic. The emphasis on environmental issues, sustainability, or naturalist. I. The exploration of philosophical ideas, ethics, or spiritual questions. Existential. 45. What type of internship or job experience do you believe will best prepare you for your future career? A. Writing for a blog, working in publishing, or assisting in communication roles. Linguistic. B. Working in a lab, doing data analysis, or assisting in tech development, logical mathematical. C. Interning at a design studio, art gallery, or working in visual media, spatial visual. D. Assisting in a counseling office, wellness center, or working in personal development, intrapersonal. E. Working in human resources, education, or customer relations, interpersonal. F. Interning at a music studio, concert venue, or performing arts company, musical. G. Working at a sports facility, gym, or in a physical therapy office, bodily kinesthetic. H. Interning with an environmental organization, botanical garden, or wildlife conservation group, naturalist. I. Assisting in academic research, philosophy departments, or ethical committees, existential. Tash. Possible questions to ask to determine multiple intelligence type, continued. Here are 5 more questions focusing on academic and career preferences. 46. What kind of learning environment do you prefer? A. A classroom setting where you can engage in discussions and write papers, linguistic. B. A lab or workshop where you can experiment and solve problems, logical mathematical. C. An art studio or design lab where you can create visual projects, spatial visual. D. A quiet introspective environment where you can focus on self-study and reflection, intrapersonal. E. A collaborative space where you can work with others and share ideas, interpersonal. F. A music room or studio where you can practice and create sound. G. A gym, outdoor space, or any area where physical movement is involved, bodily kinesthetic. H. An outdoor classroom, nature center, or environmental science lab, naturalist. I. A philosophy seminar room, meditation space, or any setting that fosters deep thinking, existential. 47. What type of academic projects do you find most rewarding? A. Writing a thesis, research paper, or creating a detailed report, linguistic. B. Conducting scientific research, solving complex equations, or creating algorithms, logical mathematical. C. Developing a portfolio of artwork, design projects, or architectural models, spatial visual. D. Completing a case study, personal reflection essay, or psychological analysis, intrapersonal. Leading a group project, organizing a seminar, or facilitating workshops, interpersonal. F. Composing a piece of music, directing a musical performance, or creating a sound installation, musical. G. Building a physical model, conducting fieldwork, or organizing a sports event, bodily kinesthetic. H. Researching environmental issues, creating a sustainability plan, or conducting field studies, naturalist. I. Writing a philosophical treatise, exploring ethical dilemmas, or conducting spiritual research, existential. 48. What type of work environment do you see yourself thriving in? A. An office where you can focus on writing, editing, or communication tasks, linguistic. B. A research lab, data center, or technology firm where logic and analysis are key, logical mathematical. C. A design studio, advertising agency, or creative firm where visual ideas take center stage, spatial visual. D. A counseling office, wellness center, or any place where you can help others reflect and grow, intrapersonal. E. A corporate setting, school, or nonprofit organization where teamwork and leadership are essential, interpersonal. F. A music studio, theater, or any environment where music and performance are integral, musical. G. A sports facility, outdoor adventure company, or any setting that emphasizes physical activity, bodily kinesthetic. H. An environmental consultancy, conservation organization, or any field related to nature, naturalist. I. A university, think tank, or any institution that values deep thought and philosophical exploration, existential. Nar 49. When thinking about your ideal career, what is most important to you? A. The ability to communicate effectively and share ideas through writing or speaking, linguistic. B. The opportunity to solve problems, analyze data, and work on innovative projects, logical mathematical. C. The chance to create design and bring visual concepts to life, spatial visual. D. The ability to understand yourself better and help others do the same, intrapersonal. E. The opportunity to work closely with others, lead teams, and build strong relationships, interpersonal. F. The chance to work with music, sound, and explore creative expression, musical. G. The ability to stay active, work with your hands, and engage in physical tasks, bodily kinesthetic. The opportunity to make a positive impact on the environment and connect with nature, naturalist. I. The ability to explore big questions, ethical dilemmas, and contribute to philosophical thought, existential. Havre 50. What type of feedback do you find most valuable in your work? A. Constructive criticism on your writing, language use, or communication skills, linguistic. B. Feedback on your problem-solving approach, analytical thinking, or logical accuracy, logical mathematical. C. Critiques of your visual work, design choices, or creative direction, spatial visual. D. Insights into your personal growth, self-awareness, or emotional intelligence, intrapersonal. E. Feedback on your ability to collaborate, lead, and work effectively with others. F. Critiques of your musical performance, composition, or sound design, musical. G. Evaluation of your physical skills, technique, or hands-on abilities, bodily kinesthetic. H. Feedback on your environmental awareness, sustainability practices, or nature-related projects, naturalist. I. Insights into your philosophical reasoning, ethical considerations, or depth of thought, existential.